The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of UA Local 502. UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. They're seeking highly skilled and trained workers with or without experience. Incentives include debt-free education, employer-funded benefits, apprenticeship that comes with employment, and high starting wages. If you're ready to accelerate your career or just want a fresh start, UA Local 502 could be for you. Contact them at 502-361-8492. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Blunt Dental Group is a high-quality, family-owned dental practice. We are committed to educating our patients, as well as investing in the latest technology to provide more efficient dental care. Our team of licensed dentists and hygienists includes 2010 male high graduate Tyler Blunt, located in the heart of Linden at 8013 New LaGrange Road, Suite 6. For an appointment, call 502-425-7068 or go online at bluntdentalgroup.com. Blunt Dental Group, straightforward smiles.
Innovation is what allowed us to reach for the stars. And now, to reach for the ignition without changing your oil for what feels like forever. Introducing Oil Guard, a Ferris exclusive. This innovative Vanguard oil system lets you go 5 times longer between oil changes. Along with Ferris's patented suspension system, you'll cut faster, mow longer, and reduce maintenance.
'65 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com. Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit OperationParent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 male high graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Polo Real Estate Group, your one-stop real estate source. Founded by 1993 male graduate Dion Reese. Contact him at 502-387-6330 or visit online at polorealestategroup.com.
back on Glycott as the Butler Bears getting set to take on the Eastern Eagles tonight in this December action. Catching with the head coach of Butler, Kevin Geary. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you all being here.
Coach, what have you seen through the first 2 weeks of the season so far?
I mean, we have a senior roster. We have a lot of juniors and seniors, but for the most part, they're inexperienced when it comes to varsity play. So a lot of that inexperience has been popping up here and there. We've struggled to finish some games, but ultimately when you go out, you want to win, and we're doing pretty well right now. We're 5-1, and went down to Greene County, and we had the lead. We had the lead going into the fourth quarter. We were playing pretty well, but had some mistakes and some mental lapses there in the fourth quarter down there, and hopefully it's one of those learning experiences that we can continue forward. And I mean, I'm really excited for what we got in store for the next couple of months.
This is your fourth year with the team. Talk about, you just went over and beat Bullitt East. That's your first win under 10 points this year, winning 69-60. Talk about that win, and also, what are you seeing from the junior and Adrian Wilder this year, your leading scorer so far?
Adrian's he's a scorer, man. He can shoot it. He can drive it. He can finish at the rim. Good free throw shooter. I think he has the potential going into his senior year to be a 50, 40, 90 guy. 50% from 2, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. I think that's his ceiling. But talking about the Bullitt East game, that was one of those, we watched film on it yesterday, and there were multiple times we were up 13, 14 points and had a chance to put the game away. And like I said, just some inexperience showed up, and, trying to make a big play instead of just making the right play and the solid play. Hopefully the idea is to learn from it and try to learn from those mistakes and get better, and hopefully we can do that tonight.
Coach, a lot of good guard play on this team. When you have so many guards out there on the floor at one time, how important is your defense to get stops and taking on an Eastern team that has a lot of size? How do you enforce that defensively?
Well, I talked to our kids, from the beginning of the year. Our best offense is our defense. If we can get stops and rebound the ball well enough, that gives us the opportunity, like you said, with our guards, to get out and transition and run and take open threes, transition layups and stuff like that. And I think that's shown, in the first couple weeks here, where we're scoring a lot of points. And like I said, it's really predicated on how well we play defensively. We're able to speed people up. We're able to turn them over. We're able to go 10 to 11 deep, and that helps us. Unfortunately, with our size, sometimes that comes as a detriment on the rebounding aspect. And we've lost the rebound in our last 2 games, so we're hopefully shoring that up tonight.
You mentioned a lot of veteran leadership, some juniors and some seniors on this team. One of your seniors is Michael Jones, had 12 points against Bullitt East, had 16 back against Moore earlier this year. Where has he grown into his senior year?
He's the kids joke all the time. He's like the Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. He can shoot it. He can drive it. He guards 1 through 5. He's able to switch onto a smaller guard. He's able to guard a 6'9" guy inside. He's able to rebound with it too. He's just like our senior workhorse. He doesn't say a whole lot. He doesn't wear emotions on his sleeve. He's really even keel. He just goes out there and, we asked the kids a couple weeks ago before the season started, like, what do you think your role is? Literally, his answer was, my role is to be Mike Jones, and that's what he does, man. He goes out there and does what he does, and without him, I don't know where we're at right now.
Both teams are averaging about 70 points per game. This Eastern team, they have a lot of size. How do you stop that and pick up a win here tonight?
I think we really, like you touched on earlier, we really have to utilize our guard play. I mean, their guards are good, don't get me wrong, but our guard depth, we have more depth in that category. So, trying to speed them up and being able to turn them over a little bit, force them into some tough contested shots early, that's going to be key for us. And then using our depth to try to wear them down over the course of the game. That would be the hope. And then, like I touched on earlier, we have to be able to rebound the ball. They have a lot of size, and I told our kids yesterday in shoot around, like, if we're not able to rebound the ball, it's going to be tough to beat them.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Kevin Geary, today's pregame comments here on Glycott. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Buying or selling a new home, and you want to do it with few hassles? Count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You cannot depend on Carl to make peace with his seatbelt.
Today.
Or on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup?
Or on Stephanie's perfect parking spot to stay perfect. But you can depend on their car starting because they have Interstate batteries. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Blind Select, not just blind. Blind Select, not just blind.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycon.
A fun Friday night matchup, catching up with the first-year head coach of the Eagles, Leon Ellison. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach, you come off a win against KCD on Tuesday, had 44 rebounds. Talk about the win.
Just, again, another opportunity for us to get better. I got a whole new group of guys that learn how to play together, that's learning how to get some varsity experience. Only have 3 guys with varsity experience. So, again, just another opportunity for us to get better. We played 10 games in 14 days, so playing a lot of basketball.
Hey, you mentioned you won 2 straight. You're 7-3. What is that like, trying to put that chemistry together with so many new faces?
It's pretty tough right now because, again, we have very limited varsity experience. A lot of my guys are transitioning from actually post players to perimeter players, so they're learning how to play the game and get a feel for the game. So it's been a tough process, but it's exciting.
A couple of those new guys are Cash Whitehead and also Calvin and Antonio Nichols. Talk about those 2 guys, 2 upperclassmen who have played very well this year.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both really important guys for our roster or whatnot. They play really hard, come from good families or whatnot. They're definitely both buying in or whatnot, and again, growing in the process.
Yeah, Cash with 20 back on Tuesday, and Calvin with 19. Another guy on this roster who was here last year was Josh Brock, had 12 points. Josh in his sophomore year, averaging about 12 per game. What does he bring? Have some veteran leadership back from that team from last year?
Absolutely, a lot of veteran leadership, plays really hard, can really shoot the basketball. Have that varsity experience that most of our guys don't have or whatnot, so he's helping the other guys get through it.
For yourself, you coached at Aiken for about 8 years, then at Princeton back from 2016 to 2017. But having coached since then, what have you been doing? And coming here, getting this job in Louisville, what's the change coming down from Cincinnati?
Big change. Again, I took a hiatus from, after I left Princeton. I was finishing my dissertation, going through my PhD process and whatnot. So I finished my PhD in 2018, and I was trying to get my feet wetted with the new position down at Lindsey Wilson College in Columbia, Kentucky, for a couple years or whatnot. So when I moved back to Louisville, I was looking for an opportunity to get back into coaching. The Eastern job came open, and it seemed like it would be a perfect fit.
How do you use your size here tonight to pick up a win against a Butler team?
This is a really scrappy Butler team, but also really good perimeter player and whatnot. I think size doesn't really play an issue in this game. It's going to be our ability to handle their pressure, our ability to take good shots and whatnot, and again, continue to grow. They have some really good guard play, and they're really well coached.
Talking about their guard play, how important is it to put them in foul trouble and really have to go to the back half of their bench here tonight with a team that really does use a lot of, doesn't use a whole lot of size?
Again, keeping them in front of us. I wouldn't necessarily put them in foul trouble. Keep them in front of us, playing good team defense and whatnot, boxing out and rebounding. Because, again, a lot of times their size in their ball movement and the way they get in the lane or whatnot, they take you out of position to rebound. So you have to get back in front of those guys.
Leon, best of luck with this program coming here this year, and best of luck tonight against Butler.
Appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
That's Leon Ellison here on Glycad as we get set for Butler and Eastern in Louisville.
Check it.
Ooh. Oh, come on!
Need a better battery? Get an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable.
Should have had an Interstate.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycon, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502. They do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. The Army National Guard, where the next greatest generation is now. German American Bank, building our community together. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. IBEW Local 369, power up your potential. Blunt Dental Group, straightforward smiles. State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Holy Smokes Barbecue. Now courtside for all the action from Glycon on UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night.
Check it.
Ooh. Oh, come on!
Need a better battery? Get an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable.
Should have had an Interstate.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycon, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502. They do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by
We welcome you back to Eastern High School for tonight's presentation of high school hoops here on Glycod. As Butler taking on the Eastern Eagles alongside Mark Evans, I'm John Baldridge. And Mark, a good matchup here tonight. Butler comes in 5-1, Eastern 7-3. What are your take and your final comments before we get this one started tonight?
Well, you know, definitely Eastern has a great size advantage. And they rebound the ball extremely well. But on the other side, the Bears of Butler get up and down the court extremely quick, and they make you play. And so it will be battle of the boards versus transition.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And
well, tonight's broadcast, as we mentioned, brought to you by Blinds Direct. Looking for the best homes decor in Louisville? At Blinds Direct, they offer custom blinds, wallpaper, and more. Proudly serving Louisville for 30 years. Visit blinddirect.com for more. Tonight's broadcast is authorized by Eastern High School. The production rights owned by Glycod Media. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. We thank you very much for being with us wherever you may be tonight. And Coach, it's really going to come down to the tempo between these two teams tonight.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's going to come down to the tempo tonight for these two teams.
Yeah, I think it's all about tempo. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think it's all about tempo, John. I think that Butler.
Well, it should be a fun one tonight.
And Eagle Nation, put your hands together for your Eastern High School starting lineup.
As two teams coming in off wins. Butler 5-1, Eastern 7-3. Eastern coming off a win on Tuesday night against KCD, 76-53. They shot 48% from the field and had 44 rebounds under their first-year head coach, Leon Ellison. And we meet their starting lineup. Cash Whitehead will start, the junior. Also followed by Johnny McFarland, the sophomore, 6'5", averaging about 7 points per game. Sam Bird, the senior, will also start, 6'5" guard, averaging 7 points per game. Had 10 points and 18 rebounds back on Tuesday. Raquel Jackson will start, the freshman, 6'11" center, averaging 4 points per game and 5.3 boards per game. And Caleb Surgent will also round to the 5. For Eastern, Surgent averaging 2 points per game in his junior season. Leon Ellison coached 8 years for Acton up the road in Cincinnati and 1 year for Princeton. For Butler, Adrian Weiler will start with Hendrick Bargelo, Michael Jones, Danke Trowell, and Santana Anderson, the 5. For the Bears on the run under their fourth-year head coach, Kevin Geary. We're about to get things underway here at Eastern. The tip is up in the air, and the tap floats out of bounds right in front of us. And we'll go to the way of Eastern. What do you expect to see here early, Coach, in this ball game?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of pressure by the Butler Bears. I think they're going to try to turn over the Eastern Eagles. I think from Eastern, they're going to try to control the tempo. They'll play a little bit more conservative, would be my guess, versus Butler really pushing the ball and trying to get out and run.
Inside at the right block, no good. Second chance back up top for the Eagles. Inside again, looking to get it down low to Bird, and a flex out of play off the hands of the Bears and stays with Eastern.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see also, too, John, is you're going to see both teams open up in man-to-man defense and just good, hard man-to-man defense.
Dario
have a full court up-and-down game. I think anything that's half court is going to be Eastern's advantage without a doubt, as we just saw. You know, we saw 3 offensive rebounds and a putback.
2-0 Eastern lead, a minute in. Inside they go, and the jumper falls. Surgent knocks it down, and a 4-0 start. You mentioned both teams going with that man-to-man look here early.
Yeah, they'll both play man-to-man primarily based on what I know of Butler's coach and definitely know of Eastern's coach. They play a lot of high pick and roll. They play a lot of two-man game on one side and three on the other.
McFarland no good, and back the other way for the Bears. Butler trying to get a clean possession here early. Inside they go with Jones, and it doesn't fall back to Eastern. And McFarland flings it out of bounds. The Bears will get it back. Little fast back and forth pace-wise here early.
Yeah, I think they'll fill each other out and get some kind of a rhythm in time, but the team that can control the rhythm will be the team that has the best opportunity, and that's usually the case.
Anderson, the junior, has it up top. Only two seniors on this Butler team. Trout gets inside, trying to kick it back up top, and Anderson gets it back. 3-ball left side is good. Adrian Wilder, their leading scorer, dials it up.
Yeah, Butler did a very nice job that time of swinging the ball from one side of the court to the other and finding the corner for a three. Nice ball movement, and that's usually how you get them open.
Both teams averaging about 70 points per game. The difference, Butler only giving up about 55, Eastern about 62.
Yeah, and a lot of that early, John, could be competition too.
Sargent no good, and back to Butler. 3-ball Anderson, and it rattles around no good, trying to stay with it in the corner, and able to keep it alive is Jones. Back up top to Anderson, they'll reset it here. Under 5 in the first.
Yeah, staying with the switch and man-to-man. It's almost a matchup 1-2-2 right now.
Wilder no good.
Eagles are playing.
Anderson gets inside, and he gets it blocked by Bird. Back inside they go. Butler keeps it alive. And they'll reset it. Jones lines it up, and he's got the three. 3 opportunities there for the Bears, and they take their first lead.
Well, you know, they're taking some long shots, John, and when you take long shots, you get long rebounds. And a good, quick team can find the gaps and get some good offensive rebounds.
Cash Whitehead, their leading scorer, flings it right side and out of bounds off the hands as Butler trying to take it away. Good crowd has filed in to the east side of Louisville here at Eastern for this Friday night action. We thank you for just joining us here early on tonight between Butler and Eastern on Glycia. Bird inside, trying to give it back outside for Sargent and taken away by the Bears. Jones in the corner, using the baseline, gets inside the paint and gets the hook shot to fall right off the fingertips. A 4-point Bears lead.
John, I'm impressed with Butler's quickness.
Whitehead all the way to the glass, and it kisses it off for 2.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Whitehead was extremely impressive first game of the season against a really, really talented Male team. Looked as if he wore down just a little bit at the end, but he does a lot for this Eastern team.
Anderson gets it blocked, and back to Eastern. Whitehead coming off a double-double last game, and he's fouled going inside. Had 20 and 10, 20 points and 10 rebounds back on Tuesday on the road against KCD.
Checking in for the Bears, number 11, Jayon Hansberry.
Jayon Hansberry will be the first sub for either team for Butler as Bargelo takes a seat. You mentioned both coaches. Kevin Geary in his 4th year, 57 and 44 for Butler. Inside Bird goes in the paint, goes up strong, lays it off the glass, and has a chance for one more. Sam Bird, 18 rebounds back on Tuesday. And gets on the board right there.
Sam Bird's a warrior. I was really impressed with him the entire year last year. He does all the little things, and he does all the tough things for this basketball team.
Bird making his 11th start today. Has started all 11 games.
He plays very, very aggressive, and to be honest, sometimes he gets himself in a little bit of foul trouble just by his strong play.
40% free throw shooter, misses the and one opportunity there. So we're tied at 8 with 3:15 left here in this first quarter play. Inside with Anderson, back out to Jones. 3-ball off the side of the iron, no good. High rebound, back to Eastern. And taken away by Raquel Johnson, who just checked in. Johnson into the paint. Gets it over to Whitehead. He'll pull up from 5, and it's off the glass for 2. Whitehead gives Eastern the lead back here.
Well, he's such a strong handler. He can put it in either right or left hand and finish right or left hand too. So he's tough. He's
What
very versatile.
A dish by Anderson, and left it alone for Jones underneath. Some beautiful ball work we've seen so far, Coach, here early on by that guard play for Butler.
Yeah, I think both teams have quality guards.
Second chance doesn't fall, and passed ahead here for the Bears, trying to go coast to coast, and no good for Terrell, and it flex out of bounds and back to Eastern. Hornsberry will check in for Eastern as Johnson will check out.
Butler's pushing the tempo by picking up full 2-2-1 press, trying to get something quick trap.
We mentioned the fouls earlier on. How much of a factor do you think that plays tonight?
Well, I think it can play a very large factor, especially if it's Sam Bird that gets in foul trouble.
Johnson inside the paint, all the way down underneath, and has the deuce.
Well, right now Butler's got to really work a little bit harder to keep the Eagles in front of them on the defensive end. So far, it's pretty much take the ball to the hole anytime you want and finish.
Anderson trying to get downhill. Swings it to the corner. Hansberry back up top to Jones. Anderson double team, and a long possession here for Butler. And a flex out of bounds in the corner and off the hands of Duday and back to Eastern.
Well, that was an excellent man-to-man opportunity that time for Eastern. They played really well, and they're sagging their defense into the paint.
And they'll take it away here. Pass ahead to Jones, and he lays it in.
Yeah. That third turnover there for the Eagles, that's hurt them a couple times. Still 2-2-1. Looking for a quick trap.
Under a minute left here in this first quarter. Bird inside the paint, and he'll put it off the glass, no good. Back the other way to Terrell, and a beautiful pass ahead, and they'll take the lead back here by 2.
Well, John, it's all about trying to push tempo by Butler right now.
Bird ahead, and he gets it stuffed. Duday blocks it away in a 3-on-3 break, trying to go coast to coast, an offensive foul. Hansberry worked his way inside, but called for the charge. So back to Eastern with 34.4 left and can hold for a final shot here if they like.
Yeah, they'll knowing Eastern, they'll work the ball for a very, very good shot. If they can break this pressure, that's the other side of it.
14-12 Butler here at Eastern High School. Bird trying to get it across, and does so to Nichols, who just checked in, and an offensive foul. Got into the paint, but called for the charge, and back to Butler with 22 to go.
Yeah, it's always good to see the young men give up their bodies and take charges in today's game, because if you don't, people just go to the basket on you.
Anthony Nichols, one of the seniors on this team for this Eastern squad, averaging about 8 per game, but call for the charge there and back for Butler. Can hold for a final shot. They'll line up a 3, though, and it doesn't fall for Marshall. Second chance, though, inside. Drawing some contact is Hansberry. And Jayon Hansberry, the junior, will go to the line. They'll call that on Bird, his first. And with 7.9 left here in the first quarter, a chance to take a 2-possession lead for Butler. Back and forth we go, Coach, here early on tonight.
Yeah, I like the game. As we talked about it, I like to see these teams mix their defenses up and show us different things, and that's what they're doing right now with Butler, playing the 2-2-1 press, trying to make it fast. That's all it's about.
Hansberry, a 52% free throw shooter, makes the first there. One more to come. And goes 2 for 2 in a 2-possession game here late in the first quarter. Across with Whitehead, gets to Bird. Bird trying to beat the buzzer, gets it off the glass, no good, and deflects back out to the Bears, and that's how the first quarter comes to a close. We go to the second, a 4-point Butler lead here on Glide Cap.
UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and
We head to the second, a 4-point Butler lead after one. The Bears will get the basketball. And they'll start it up top. Look inside, cutting to the hoop, and what a beautiful pass for Dudaday. And puts it in for two. And taken away once again. Dudaday inside, draws some contact. Excuse me, that was Bargelo. And Hendrick Bargelo will go to the line. That quick tempo, an advantage right now for this Butler team.
Well, I think Coach Ellison talked to you a little bit about his concern for the pressure and turning them over, and his guard play would have to be extremely good. Right now, Butler's winning out on that situation. Well, I think it all starts with the administration at Eastern. They've always had a strong basketball program. It's important to the community. I think that's number one.